PDF you shared. Yeah.
Should I share again then?
No, no, I got it. Let me know once you're able to see the screen.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Can we start?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So in this question, they have given us three tables. They have given us three tables. One is customer data, product data, and transaction data. And between these tables, customer we can link customer to transaction using the CID and product to transaction using PID.
Right.
And so discuss any.
Uh,
To analytic task to analytics.
your voice is
Other can
breaking,
listen.
or
Yeah, other is listening because I'm not able to listen in between.
Hello.
yeah,
And
now
now
it's
you audible.
now it's okay.
Can we start from the question number one? Discuss any two analytic tasks that can be performed on the above data. You know, hello.
Okay. So we there are four types of analytic tasks, right? A descriptive,
Veena, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, in between,
We
yeah,
can't
I'm not
hear
able
you.
to. Now it's not coming, no voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubted initially, maybe my end, maybe.
no?
Ma'am, can you rejoin once again? I think
Okay.
you just rejoin.
Am I audible now?
Yeah. Now it's
Yes,
okay.
you're audible.
Yeah.
Let me know once you're able to see the screen.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So discuss any two analytic tasks that can be performed on the above data. So when it comes to analytic task, right, there are four types of analytics task: descriptive, predictive, prescriptive, and diagnostic. Out of those four, we can choose any one we can choose, or any two you can choose.
It's a descriptive,
So
predictive, and diagnostic. Then.
prescriptive, diagnostic.
Mhm.
So here they have mentioned any two analytic tasks. They haven't asked for any of these specifically. So we can choose
Mm.
whichever we are comfortable with in arriving a result, or find means from this data set. If we can think about, we can choose any one.
Mm. What is the data actually we have? It's laptop price. So it's what products these people have purchased, or
Correct. We have the customer information, customer name, address, subscriber, whether that person has subscribed or not,
Mm.
and product information we have. Product has product and pricing unit is there, and
Mm.
transaction data, how they have done
mm.
the transaction, and there is a rating also.
Okay, so maybe like
Rating
descriptive we can say, right? There's nothing to diagnose, right?
Anyone means from this data set, right? Anyone, yeah, we can. So if we are choosing the descriptive, it is what happened. So from this data we can take the count, means how many devices are sold, or what is the
how many laptops sold out? That we can
correct,
take.
correct, how many laptops are sold out, how many printer got sold out, all those things will come into descriptive. From this data, what you can infer, if you are able to answer the question what, then that will be descriptive.
अच्छा अगर rating is there means we can take predictive some credit card information which one will be uh, rating indicates what predictive.
That can be customer rating also, right? Means the rating of that product also.
Yeah, product rating maybe.
But it is transaction act. With respect to credit card rating, it is telling. But rating of who, what, that is not
The
told.
payment mode, when we use the means when we use particular
And,
payment mode, right,
yeah.
we can tell net banking is faster, or it is if the charge is more for net banking, then we can give lesser rating.
Okay.
Maybe the
Usually
payment
for
mode
credit
of
card we will give lesser rating.
or the customer who are using the payment modes that
Hmm.
that is
Might
rating,
Who
right?
are using more means more giving a more weightage means that way we are getting a more rating. So from that it will be predictive. Uh,
so from the rubrics, right, they have given, we can choose any of it. If we choose means if we write in any task which can describe these, then we will get mark. Either we can use
yeah,
descriptive,
predictive something.
predictive, diagnostic, prescriptive. Any four we can, means out of these four any we can choose, but we need to put it in detail.
But
So if
only
we are
one line only they told why and in the answer sheet.
each one will carry only half mark.
Okay, okay. That's why
It's a,
one line only answer. Okay.
yeah, it's a 2 mark question, right? So one line should be sufficient, but that should tell what, means if we are choosing descriptive, we should be able to tell what.
Ah, yeah.
So like which location, means from which location the customers are buying. So all those things will come under the, from this data if we can infer something, that will come under the descriptive.
Okay, descriptive seems okay, but then diagnostic we cannot do anything, right?
We can
No.
provide the means if we are able to answer.
Are we able to
Diagnostic
answer
is
Yeah,
what
diagnostic?
diagnostic
will
sound
happen, right?
diagnostic it will be problematic because something rating suppose any payment method rating is high. So For that to diagnostic, how you can justify using the product table or customer table? That way you cannot do. What way diagnostic you will do?
I think you can use it for identifying. Let's say if rating is low for certain product, then you can categorize and say that this product particularly has low rating, right? For example, you see rating is associated with PID, which is product ID. So this rating could be also overall the shopping rating, right? It
No,
is
But
no.
this is called descriptive, right? Whatever you are explaining, it will be descriptive, not as a diagnostic, right?
Diagnostic we cannot do
so
proper.
diagnostic here. What I was saying is we can try to identify uh, why there is rating less for certain product.
But you
Which
cannot
product?
do it because of insufficient data, it seems. Because even that, uh, how any payment method rating is very low, but why that particular product ID for that rating is very low, how will you justify? Taking the table 2
Might be
and table
depend
1.
on the price. It
Yeah,
might be
that we
depend.
cannot justify. I think you're right. What we can find out is like rating is high for which product, and or rating is low
So,
for which product.
for example, net banking here, the rating is less. We can do means predict, right? If we give some offer on net banking, there is a chance that this rating will go high.
But from the table that you cannot tell. I mean to say, suppose if you see for any particular product rating is high and another particular product rating is low, why it happens? Seeing the first two table, can you analyze and tell what could be the reason because of that rating happen?
No,
That
we
way we
may
cannot
not,
analyze.
but it will be what will happen, right? If we do something, what
No,
it will change will be the
from
diagnostic,
the
right?
from the first two table anyway, I think I'm not able to make out how we can analyze that why it happens.
No,
Only we can descriptive, okay, I understood, but
no.
diagnostic we could not make out. And predictive we can do maybe because of rating high happens. What is the justification they given for predictive also?
Why product A is more popular than product B? Oh, sorry.
Or diagnostic is a same first
Why
question. No?
increase in sale of an item?
Why increase in sale of an item? Increase in sale of an item. How? What is the reason? Increase in sale. Suppose number of quantities more. Based on number of quantity, you can see that is happen.
Yeah, from this data set, it may not be possible, but
So
usually you might need additional data set for that.
Ah,
But
I need to see. See, they might have given down the line generally, but from the data set, can you do that? Is the question.
I think possibly you can see the price. If the price is less, that could be one reason why it is popular, or the rating. Either of two can be used to derive to it.
correct.
I'm just trying to get to the answer. Not, but
No,
yeah,
no, no. We think that
diagnostic
this.
is challenging in this data set. So
Yeah,
that
diagnostic
is for
challenge.
sure. But just for sake of answering, we'll have to make some why. That's what I'm thinking, and somehow
What
relate
is
this.
the logic for predictive actually? What is the logic we will give? Suppose for predictive also, if we wanted to go for, suppose for this particular product rating is high, for other product ID rating is low. What is the justification we will give?
For a
can you hear
predictive,
me?
I think maybe you can predict like which customer is going to buy which kind of product, because you have some customer ID and they have some shopping trend, right? As well as rating. So you can use those to kind of predict
Right. Okay, then
which
last thing
customer
we
what
have
is
to
going
see
to buy.
more than one customer, same customer buying two different product, but two different customer buying same product, two different
Okay, so in this case, if you see P03 and P04, product 3 and product 2 and 3 is
uh,
the ones which are having the lowest rating,
uh,
right? So which, if I look at it, those are the products which are having lower price
uh,
also.
It may
okay.
not be based on the price we will be rating, right?
Yeah,
There
so
No,
I
could
no,
be
think
no.
additional
no,
factors
Three
also.
and
so
two product
what
what
I
is
derive from the rating is the buying experience. That
no,
is
yeah,
what I am
that
thinking.
is
It's
not
the
based on
buying
the price actually,
experience.
because the product is price is 100 rupees. Okay,
No, there is,
305.
it's not even purchased. The lower price product is not
Ah,
even purchased. So the
ah,
rating
yes,
of
yes.
those products like printer and docking station, I think what we can actually infer is the buying experience or the after purchase experience of the customer
Ah,
is very unsatisfactory or low as compared to other products,
yeah, so
and
only we
therefore,
can give a conclusion, but sufficient data is not there to give a justification that
yeah.
it
But
seems
in
the
this
same.
exams, I think we don't need to go to that extent, right? We just have to,
Yes, yes, I'm telling actually what exactly the answer, how they have given answer actually. Madam, can you
so
put it out?
based on this, for me, I think
So
for,
predictive, they are telling recommend products, churn prediction, all those things we can.
yeah, because we have the customer, I mean, if you see, we already know like the purchase pattern of the customer one and two, so we can do recommendations.
Prescriptive which are given. Only
Yeah,
they have told the how we can do it, but the data is not sufficient to tell that our
Correct.
conclusion.
But for this, right, 2 marks means mostly we will get
Yeah,
a
yeah, that
question
was
like
the
this.
point.
So from the
Yes,
data, if we are able to conclude, this is
yeah, yeah,
these actions can be taken in the predictive, these can be taken in descriptive. That should be enough.
yeah. Because we cannot tell with respect to data because data is not sufficient to conclude.
Veena,
But
this
these are the
data
column.
is enough there. I mean, they mentioned something about the data in the top, on the starting
No,
page.
nothing. They just told us to. Means
Okay.
this is a
Yeah, yeah. Then,
common scenario, right?
yeah, then we had to
When we go
assume.
to any of the retail,
Yeah,
there will be a transaction data. There will be master data. One is related to product, and the other related to
okay.
customer.
That means the
So,
structure, we have to assume that the structure is this one, and maybe there will be millions of rows or thousands of rows.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
correct,
our purpose
correct,
in the exam, they have just mentioned only a few numbers. So
Yes,
correct.
we have to
yes.
take assume.
That way
We have
we
to
have to
assume that
assume
way
and we
and
have to
do it, right.
take.
Correct. So in general, we can
Yes.
means we can think of any of these four. And so only key is consider any of these four analytic method. Mention which analytic method this belongs to. If we are taking customer churn, it belong to a predictive. Product recommendation belong to predictive. So like that, we need to identify and mention that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think this question is not more about to deep dive. It's more about how to analyze, how to think about the problem
Yeah.
statement.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Right, right, yeah.
Okay. Next. Yes.
So what is Rubik's?
Mm, Based on this, they will give the answer. Sorry, give the marks.
Okay.
Identify and just.
Identify and justify any one transformation that can be applied on features, description, subscriber, price, rating, unit, mode of payment. So let's
Subscriber.
take description first. So
description should be text analytics, right?
text analytics. Usually you can group it. They have mentioned laptop XXXX, right? So that will be number coming in. So all those we can group into a single product called laptop. That label encoding will come here. The question is asking us to do one transformation. Any one transformation step we can perform.
And this, I think the subscriber, we can do one hot encoding.
We can apply
Price,
feature exception
price,
on description column. We have to figure
price, we
out
can actually do min-max normalization.
Hmm.
Rating, I think, uh,
yeah, min max because it's line arrange.
yeah, rating can be ordinal. What for ordinal data? What do we do?
Description. What you are doing?
Which one?
Description we can do
Description.
feature exception. So we can create a one more feature for the parent of description, such as laptop is a one parent, printer is a one parent, tablet is a one parent category. There is a one way we can do on that label, and label encoding is another. Feature engineering, sorry, feature engineering is not a right word. Feature exception is a right word.
Hmm.
rating, what do we do? Because it's already okay, points, probably we can create it into 1 to 2. So I think we can actually, rating, can we
We can
not
convert it into
to
poor
give the ordinal, ordinal uh, label
categorical
encoding?
variable.
Yeah, ordinal label encoding can be done.
Yeah. So either we can convert it into categorical, like anything less than 3 will be poor,
Mhm.
3 to 4 will be average, something like that. And above 4 will be good. So that level, one classification we can do.
But answer is giving some different things. See, for every parameter, whether description or price, rate of payment mode, for each actually what kind of feature operation transformation operation you can apply. That is asked. So answer is count vectorization.
Count
Yes, I.
vectorization and TF-IDF, both are
TF-IDF, text analytics.
text analytics, which we are doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Binary input.
subscriber, it is yes or no, we can convert it into 1 and 0.
They do the same thing like as we do on a feature extraction. They just count. Firstly, it break that the particular label, that is laptop triple X or 4 time X. So they break laptop and the second word, and
Hmm.
then put it on a count vectorization. So count vectorization feature extraction is a similar pattern or similar type of exercise. TF-IDF also similarly of count vectorization is just to convert in number of TDM to that specific frequency mode.
Yes, rating.
The
Right.
thing is, for this rating, they have applied this score normalization and all that. It ideally will not make any difference, right? For each and every value, it will still remain the same if we apply any of these.
They are actually within the because big value whenever will come. That's why only they are doing transformation within the range limit. They are trying to bring it up. That
Actually,
rate.
it's not linear data. Linear means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a
Huh,
floating number. It might be 1, it might be 0.5, it might be 1.5. So it's
huh.
not easy to convert directly on a label, because when we try to convert in a label, so it gives 1 to 1 and 1.5 to 2. So it makes a little bit conflict, and that's why we are not using label encoding on rating parameter. Yeah, it's nominal data, but still we are not using that label encoding on it. So that's why we are using normalization or the second Z score. I think Z score it's not a useful, and min max normalization is also not. Decimal normalization might be useful for that specific use case.
What was the third question? Missing data.
Identify and justify any one data pre-processing task.
That can be performed on the
So that if there are any missing data, or we can join these tables and bring a meaningful data
Name
set.
name is missing. We can fill some random string there or encode it.
rating could be missing. So we can fill it with an average.
I think the rating is the outcome
Rating
right
is
now.
there, right? Rating all data is there. I think name column, if you go up the first
Yeah,
table,
name is missing,
some names
and
are missing there.
there's a one column unit,
Okay.
and
Okay, name is missing in the customer. Okay.
For that question, anyone, either data cleaning step or
Yeah, so we can actually replace the name also with the customer ID.
Yes, we can do that. Yeah.
we can drop that column name.
Mm.
Yeah, and if we
We have
don't
a
require
unique ID of customer, unique customer ID we have, so we don't require it. Uh, Second, we have to normalize the price column. scaling with the help of logarithmic value is also one way for pre-processing. We do the one hot encoding on mode of payment because it's
Yeah, move. Yeah.
and as well as on a unit we can do one hot encoding, which also
Yeah,
useful.
but I think it's the pre-processing is okay.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Pre-processing.
So,
pre-processing.
Yeah,
but don't
pre-processing.
think from this data alone, but think normal issues that can come on. For example, address column, if we take, there can be a issue in standardization, right? Some people will type write US, some people will write USA. So those standardization also can be part of the address.
Yeah.
So if means if we didn't get anything, but overall in the data set, if we can make out anything, write it with the proper example.
Right.
Any questions on this?
What is that last word? Data aggregation?
Data
Like,
aggregation is also a pre-processing step, right? The join may not be this primary key and foreign key. It may not be a pre-processing part, but the aggregation step
ah,
can be considered as a pre-processing.
Joining
then,
a table data set. It's a data aggregation.
yeah, primary key, foreign key, I think between first one and second, third one, I think. And
Yeah,
second,
it may not be. This is a data analytic step.
uh,
No, but why?
so,
Because primary key and foreign key to construct the data set, we will have to, generally, if only the first and second table is given to get to the data which can be used for analytics, which is the third data set, we will have to join based on the primary and foreign keys, right?
yeah,
Okay.
right.
But joining, is it a pre-processing step?
To get the full data for a particular instance, if you want to get full instance data, full row data, so you may have to do a joining because this full data is distributed into multiple tables.
So, for example, if we want to see, as of now, we have the customer number ID. If we want to also, for our analytical purpose, if we also want the customer name to be available and not the ID, so that the data becomes meaningful and the product name to be available instead of the product ID. So we'll have to do that joining based on the primary foreign keys and all that to create a data set which will be more meaningful.
Marching the data.
One thing actually, but here actually the question answer is only one line. That is enough. No description need to write. Huh?
Yeah, but understand when they give the answer key, they are only writing one line, okay?
Because
Doesn't,
only
I have lost marks
keyword.
last time because I wrote one lines.
What to do? Because keyword only they are writing for an answer. There is
Right.
no
So you will have to
result.
No,
explain
we need to
because
expand.
last time when I was not having time, I just thought, okay, at least let me write the points, and I got
Ah,
very few marks for those answer questions actually.
oh,
So
okay.
you
Yeah.
try to expand. If you don't have time, at least write whatever
That
you have.
expand
Uh,
me only that in generally I have to explain with respect to data only I have to write. But data is very normal data given, but with respect to data actually I may not be able to do. I may
these
have
are
to write.
examples, right? So you just pick one or two examples from whatever is given. Assume that there is thousands of rows and take one line from that.
Ah,
That's it. So these are five lines from that 1,000 data, 1 million records, and you assume like that and answer.
And it is not possible to solve 1000 line of records data during the exam time because
yeah,
we
Right.
have
yeah.
time constraints.
Assume that you are given 1 million records and you have done a head of 5 to see the data. That's it.
And shall we move on to second question?
Yeah, second question, move on.
Can we move to the next?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, ma'am.
A travel agency publishes the travel details of all their clients in website in the same web page so that the clients can access the data from anywhere and from any device. Clients are not provided any credential Clients are not provided any credentials. The details such as name, age, mail, yeah, address, email, phone number, everything is displayed in that website. So in this, uh, so what they are telling is,
First of all, that is unethical.
yeah.
I can't answer this question.
Yay. That's the last question. Identify and discuss in a line or two the four data analytic tasks that a data scientist can perform. So it's the same. We need to go to descriptive, predictive, diagnostic, and prescriptive. If you get this data from the descriptive, what we can achieve. So we know how many clients has requested for the travel, how many days they will be staying at one place. All those things will come in the descriptive.
Maybe we can find their traveling pattern, like what is their type of destination they choose to travel, and that could be one. And in predictive, we can predict in future, depending on the frequency and type of destination, we can predict this is the possible destination they might travel, or the frequency when they'll next travel.
As well as we can figure out the pattern of age for preference of destination.
Yeah, yeah. So what age group people travel more frequently, or yeah, something like that.
Or what destination they are more preferable.
What type of destination that also is.
And we can also extract the date of travel, and we can identify at which month or which season that particular age group are more
Season, yeah,
interested
yeah. With season, we see more number of travels happening. Yeah.
on particular destination.
Similarly, from this data, we can predict something, right? During particular season, if people are traveling, next year during that season, we can provide some deals. All those things is possible, or we can predict how many people will purchase the ticket next year or stay. Those things we can predict from this data.
Yeah.
What do they mean by don't beat around the bush?
No, don't write so many things. Be means only in bullet point we need to write the answers.
Yeah, because I think somebody was telling, right? They wrote just one word or one line, and the marks was reduced.
Yeah, don't write just one word or one word. Write little more, but not paragraphs of
Maybe I'll put a
or
bracket
pages of
and
it.
say that I'm trying to be crisp and clear.
Yeah, yeah. One line only you exaggerate two to two lines. That is also okay.
Don't write a story and don't write one liner, 2 or 3 lines will be sufficient.
That's good.
Make your point
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Identify one skill set required by the data scientist for completing prescriptive data analysis task. One common skill set should be understanding the data.
I think it's more about domain, right? So
Correct.
the domain on which data belongs. So domain knowledge is something I think is required to be prescriptive.
So for any
Moreover,
of
that
this, if you want to
detail of
become
the
an
data, more detailed understanding of data.
hmm,
As if we understand and identify the pattern of travel, identify the pattern of booking, then we can prescribe something to the senior stakeholders, such as
No, no.
marketing team.
Also, prescript we can do based on the they are who has given a rating and all. So after traveling any places or after buying any item, they will give a rating and all. So wherever I see more number of people giving a rating, more means there more number of people visited or more number of people buying. Based on that also you can predict.
But I think
Just
they're asking about the skill required. So what skill they're expecting some skill set in
yeah,
data scientists itself. So data scientist is anyways is a data scientist. He knows analytics, everything, EDA, etc. Right? That's understood. What one skill set is they're expecting for being prescriptive? That's the question.
I think domain understanding is the most key point.
That's what I was thinking because yeah, if you're working, let's say in some healthcare or some telecom or some other domain, and if you don't have those domain knowledge, then even though you're good in data sciences, you may not be able to prescribe or do prescriptive analytics.
the
That's
domain analysis capability of it.
One is domain knowledge. Second is the machine learning algorithm and techniques they should know.
so prescriptive. I think machine learning algorithm knowledge is
Okay, these slides tell skills required for a data scientist is communication, qualitative, technical, skeptical, creative, and curious. A data scientist should have all this and the knowledge of the tools.
Yeah.
So we can
So what is the
choose.
answer actually? They given only data scientist skill set.
Yeah,
We can
so
mention any. Yeah, means this is just to give the marks.
so
Anything you write, you will get.
that's it.
so you have to know hands-on experience or how to present the outcomes because then only you can prescribe something to the to other non data science guy or non-tech guys. So might be more hands-on
Okay.
on data
So
visualization.
here actually in the slides it's saying data scientist is a person who solves business tasks using machine learning and data mining techniques. The role can be narrowed down to data preparation and cleaning with further model training and evaluation. So that is the role of a data scientist in the data science team. So we can just write that particular thing.
You posted
Preparation
that
of the data,
that you just
preparation and cleaning of the data, business understanding, and model training and evaluation. These are the three skill sets which they would require.
paste it to chat, sir. That statement.
Actually, it's there in the merged PDF of for the mid-sem,
Okay,
so
okay,
because I still haven't got the checked the current merged PDF, but it's there in the old one.
okay, okay.
So all these kind of theoretical things, right? It's we just can actually query in the slides and take it. That's better. 1 minute.
While answering this, give in that scale. If you are a data engineer, you can do the descriptive also. So that skills means predictive also need data engineering, but put something more. So the ML tools and techniques will is one thing which we can write when prescriptive is asked. Similarly, domain knowledge.
That's fine.
Moving to the next one. Are there any ethical issues in the case study? Justify your answer.
Yeah.
So data privacy is one.
Privacy and confidentiality.
Yeah.
Data privacy is a major issue.
So that you can expand. So now with PIA and GDPR coming in, right? So in cloud, there are a lot of restrictions coming in. So just one method to avoid ethical issues if there's any. One is having the
Data masking we can do.
that or the credentials by authentication. Each user can log in and they can only see their data.
So web portal user login password they should enter and they should access it.
Hmm.
Okay, this is okay. And third question.
For the following.
For the following scenario, do a storyboard to articulate the big idea behind it. Assume that your uncle owns a store that sells computer and hardware. You perform market basket analysis. So from that itself, we know it's a grouping we are doing. When someone purchase something, what are the other products they are purchasing? After performing the mining, you want to suggest to bundle products like printer with cartridge or toner, laptop and its bag, subscription with purchase of every laptop, etc. So some suggestions, any suggestions you can give, but it should be a storyboard. So when we write the answer, right, in a rectangular box, put some small boxes and write the answers.
What exactly they are asking here? After performing the mining, you want to suggest to bundle product like a printer with ink cartridge or toner or a laptop and its bag to increase the sale. 1 month subscription.
So for market basket analysis depend on the three major parameter: confidence, lift, and support. So we can check that lift or the lift should be greater than one for any product. So we can mark it out, and we have to identify the highest number of sales products. So we can check. Sorry, support is greater than one, and same as which have lift is high and confidence is high. We can suggest that product, suggested or associated product with the main product. For example, if you buy some printer and we can identify which cartridge or toner more buying with it with the particular printer, then we can suggest it. So that's a market basket analysis. For visualization it, we can showcase firstly the relation between the buying of X product with Y product. So sales number, so we can plot a scatter plot, or we can also figure out that some bar plot, the how many frequency of buying product associated with the other product. It's not a bar product. What we call it something else. I worked on a similar type of problem in a real world.
I think for storytelling, in the PDF they have mentioned about six sticky notes or notes or kind of board you can say, which are talking about. So first is the issue that we were talking about, maybe one card per issue. And second is demonstrate issue, ideas for overcoming the issue or problem, whatever it could be. Uh, Describe the pilot program or describe the whatever we are going to do to increase our
Apology based.
sale and all. Show before and after survey data, so we'll have to put some graph for all those things. Recommendation, whether it was success or not. So I think there are six things they put. I think in this
Can
fashion.
you tell me what? Can you share the screen once? Where is the screen?
Yeah, I can share if you have. Just give me a second. Yeah, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Yes.
is what I was talking about. So
This is PDF.
this is merged PDF 752
Okay.
page number.
What is the payment? 752.
Yeah. So here you can see they're talking about six uh, stories actually that we to put. So I think this is the way we have to start do the storytelling, like talking about the issue first. What is the issue or problem we are trying to solve? Uh, and you have to demonstrate the issue, ideas for overcoming or solving the problem, or whatever ideas you want to implement.
Okay.
Describe the problem of, or the program that we are going to use, or what, how and what we're going to use. Show and before after server data. So for this, we might have to support using graph, and finally recommendation that the pilot or whatever you recommended was successful or not successful, and more detail of it. Here, there are a couple of examples. For example, for storytelling, so these are the points or cards you touch base upon what I think, and possibly you have to use these kind of plots to support that, right?
Visualization.
Understand.
These are visuals that we have to use for supporting it.
But what type of for visualization and bar graph we can put? No, how many more we can
I
put?
think this will depend on problem and how you visualize it and how you want to present it, right? There's
What
no,
what set is okay? I think.
you have bar also a lot of flavor, right? Stacked, horizontal, vertical. So I think it will
Yeah.
depend
Bitmap
on
is
the
also
problem.
useful to figure out the
Was there
space
any
relation between.
problem solving last in the complete paper? Any problem solving was there? Like
Sorry, come again. I didn't get the question.
these are all text based, right? Theoretical questions. Last time, was there any problem related questions also which required solving?
Yeah, but here actually all are text based, story based actually. I don't know mathematical any calculation related question is there or not.
No, in this one, storytelling, it's not. I think
I
if you
think in a
if
data
the
science we don't have that much mathematical problem solving because it's part of machine learning. Moreover, we do that type of exercise in a machine learning. There's a difference between data science and a machine learning. So
No,
if
but
you
uh, I mean, are we going? Are we expecting any questions on TF, IDF, and all that in data science? Because we this time we were taught TF, IDF, chi-square,
Yeah, but that
correlation metrics, and all
calculation
that,
and
right?
all
so I think
how
in a data science they just ask about how to you at what scenario you use chi-square and how to use chi-square
Okay, so
and
they will not ask us to solve anything. You mean to say?
It will be
yes,
mostly theoretical. Max, it will come is
in a
some
machine.
visualization it can come. We need to
Yes.
draw some diagram to interpret some things.
Okay,
So
then I'll
those
not
kind of,
concentrate on those
I think that's the difference between machine learning and data science, and it's a very
because I'm not having time to study ISM, so I was just thinking whether to go through that portion or not.
okay.
invest one day on ideas. One day should be enough.
Okay.
I don't think so, ma'am. One day is enough.
one day
So
won't
at least we will get that base
I,
idea to write
I
because
worked as
now
a
we
data
have only
scientist in
4 days, right?
last 3 years, and I think there's lots of area which I've not touched till now. So I don't think so. Ideas is just a one day task. Okay.
Okay. So what
Okay.
is
So next
what is the
option.
next question now?
next question.
I think we can move to the next question. I think we have only 7 minutes left. 6 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're able to see.
Yes, ma'am.
So the storyboard you are clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to this one, they have given the precision, specificity, and sensitivity for different algorithms,
Hmm.
and we need to create a visualization. The question, they haven't given any visualization type. We need to create a visualization. Most of the questions which we get right try to do with symbol graphs, either bar graph, line graph, whichever makes sense. Try to do with that. If that's not working, only go to the complex ones.
Yeah.
Three bar graph of precision sensitivity and recall.
The three bar graph for precision, sensitivity, and specificity. The other alternative comparing the plastic ware using 4 bar add clutter to the graph. Maximum 3 bar. eh? 3
So
bar.
we have two options, right? One is for each machine learning algorithm, we can create a graph, or for this precision, specificity and sensitivity, we can create a graph. So what they are suggesting is in the graph chart, it should be more readable. So that will be if we create a graph of precision, sensitivity, and specificity, that will be more readable. You will get means for each item, you will get three lines, right?
Okay.
Give me a second.
I'm little bit confused.
Shall we join the new link? It's going to end, I think.
It will
Yeah, I have sent the link now.
in the chat only.
Yeah, both in this one and the WhatsApp we have sent it.
Okay.
So everyone, please join the other one. Okay.
You're able to see the screen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Either we can draw this way, or we can draw it reverse way. Here in the index, we have put precision, sensitivity, and specificity, and we are taking it for each one. Or we can do it the reverse way. We can, in the x-axis, we can bring precision, sensitivity, and specificity, and put four graphs, four bars, each for each algorithm.
We can also do like one graph for each of it, right? For precision, for sensitivity, and specificity. So we will have three different graphs. One which will only show precision, the other which will only show sensitivity, and one third will be only specificity.
Right.
But
And the other way is we are
That is
using three
that is
graph.
what is preferred, is what was given in the answer set, because this actually adds to the clutter, is what the other alternative. Comparing the classifiers with 4 bars adds clutter to the graph, reduce 1 mark for this alternative. So what they are suggesting is 3 bar graphs for precision, sensitivity, and specificity.
but
And
in the
ma'am, we
interest
have to
of
use
time,
the line of code, like how
And
to.
I doubt whether we will get this, because it said ensure the graph is drawn to scale. But when we are doing handwritten things, we can't do up to scale. So there may be question like this, but I don't think that line would be there, like to draw to scale.
And ma'am, we have to write the line of code, like how to use that.
No, nothing, right? I think we just have to draw the graph. Use the principles learned during course for better visualization. Okay, draw a visualization which will help with the comparison. Okay, you can just explain something about that bar chart,
Understood.
how
Yeah.
how
So
the
I
bar chart
understood
can
it
be used.
in a different way, because the first one, right? They are telling three bar graph for precision, sensitivity, and specificity. So what I assumed is it will have three bars,
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
and the
got it.
other one is four bar graph. If we reverse it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
in this diagram, we are putting the algorithm here. If we
Oh,
put
okay.
precision, sensitivity, it will be four bar graph.
Ah,
And four
okay.
bar for each
Okay,
case.
got it. Got it.
Like
Got
for
it.
precision, we have four graph, 4 bar, and for sensitivity, we have 4 bar.
Mhm.
Got it.
I felt the other one is more meaningful, but they are telling they will reduce mark.
Yes, other one is more meaningful because we can easily compare the
Yeah.
uh,
Right.
algorithm by using it.
Actually, if you are using PyCaret, no, they kind of give the algorithm uh, performance in this tabular format, and they highlight whichever is maximum. Let's say somewhere precision is maximum, so they will highlight that, and that
Okay.
way they sort it.
If we draw both, will they give us more marks?
But do we get time? That's the question.
That's a
Yeah,
good
No,
question, actually.
and precision and specificity sensitivity depend on the use case. Sometimes we are using sensitivity, sometimes we use specificity. And it's, I think,
No, sensitivity and recall are the same. Specificity is different. Okay.
no, no, I'm saying sensitivity and specificity are different,
Yeah.
and it depends on the use case. For example, if I work on churn model, recall sensitivities are more important. If I'm working on the RTO prediction case, then specificity is more important.
Okay. So basically, when we are trying to draw the graph, just ensure that whatever is the smallest has the smallest bar, and accordingly draw it. We cannot draw to scale, obviously, but at least we can ensure that we don't end up drawing the bigger one small, smaller one big kind of thing. That's all.
Understand. The bar graph of position for the given answer the question.
Okay, next is for the given graph.
assumptions. Based on all the assumptions, if any, not you are allowed to make any assumptions. Okay. Okay. This one has a graph here. So from this graph, we need to find the non-essential elements. Each element carries zero point 0.5. So one, I think it is the grid. The second is the label.
Number of other total
I
publication
think we can
total.
remove the data labels
Hmm.
because that adds to the clutter.
And then segregate these graph. Have keeping everything in one graph may not make sense.
Five non-essential elements. The one is minus 1.20 in a red bar. I think it's not that much important. And mm, define the two different things. One is for like 0 to 10,000, other is minus 2%, 14%.
And usually the legends we will not put here, right? Legends will be
Yeah.
somewhere.
And grid lines is not required, right?
Mm.
Yeah. We have to draw a separate chart for grid lines for line plot, and we have to remove these unnecessary 1,000, 3,000, 3,100. Um, we call it a legends. It's a legends, and 2 points. Separate the graph.
I think we can remove the space between the graphs also.
Yeah, we can.
Space between the graphs.
Yeah, between each of these things, right? I
Yeah,
mean, that
Okay.
causes a
between the
visualization.
two different colors graph.
Okay. Okay.
Antenna University, we can remove the mid uh, space between them, like
So
Mm.
that
1,000.
each of these, each university can be clubbed together by removing the space between each of these bars. But
Mm.
between the university, that space can be increased so that there is clear distinction kind of thing can be done. So we need to find five non-essential. We have only identified four by now.
Data labels.
Grid, okay, two different data labels,
Mm.
right? The space. So totally four has been identified.
We can have separate line graph and bar graph, right? because we are
But
having.
that is an essential thing, right? I mean, that will come in five changes. First thing is to remove the five non-essential elements. What are the non-essential elements in this? What is
Do
not
we need
required?
these names like name of author, number of author, total publications? If you just put publications also, it will work.
No, but that is still
Important information. Hello.
Hmm.
And we can remove that -2% to 14% that information because it's available in a line chart. We're using
Hmm.
line chart. It's not mandatory. It's not useful.
That will come in data label. Maybe this decimal is needed. The scale we can change, right? Rather than writing 1000, we can put 1K.
but that's a change.
Oh, that's a change.
Changing, I mean, non-essential is something which need not be here.
Mm.
So what is it that need not be there?
We just identify two or three information label like
Space
numbers,
grid label.
That percentage symbol in the right side label, you can
space,
just.
right side label 4. We have only 4.
And the left side label, can we mention that count in thousands because we have 1,000, 2,000. So we can
That's a
mention
change.
number in. Okay, that's a change.
That's a change.
Yeah, yeah. Change.
That's a change. Percentage could be a change. Uh, what else? The legends could be a change. Splitting the graph into two different, one for line chart and the other for bar graph could be a change. So we have identified 4 5 changes already.
Yeah,
But we are not identified 4 non-essential elements.
non-Asians.
Yeah.
So non-Asians are grid and label, right? Grid, label. Um,
Uh, we can also remove that horizontal lines in the graph. It's a non-essential. We
yeah,
don't
that's a
require.
grid part, right? You're talking about grid lines, right? Horizontal
No,
lines.
no, I'm not. Ah, yeah, grid lines.
Yeah.
Okay. They have not mentioned the actual not essential elements, right? The second one is 5 changes and then
And
okay, redraw as two graphs is 5 marks. Okay, redrawing it as two different graphs is 5 marks.
one is bar graph, another one is line graph.
Line graph.
Line
Yeah.
graph. Okay, so the change will be 1 2 3. Oh, color is quite okay for visualization purpose. Number of authors, total publication and citations. Total citations. Actually, total publication can be shown as what is that? Uh, that circular graph is called pie chart.
I don't think so. It's required because we are comparing three different elements in a same graph. So it's a right way to describe it. Pie chart is used where you are trying to showcase the frequency or the particular element in a uh, different zone or different scenario. So if I'm talking about the
Yeah,
total
okay.
publication of
This will
these,
not work out there,
it's not.
correct?
Yeah.
Because these are not totals, right? So it's
Yes.
individual totals. So that'll okay.
Yeah, Dave, sorry to bug you out immediately after the vacation. Usually, once if I come back from the vacation, they were full.
Graph border is needed.
Yeah, graph model is required. We should remove uh, the spaces we can remove the labels inside, or we can set the legend uh, inside the bar. We can remove the grid line, but only essential. Uh,
Two graphs, two graphs, decimal scaling.
and that essential is not symmetric. If you're saying that 1000 inside the bar and that 670 is top on the green bar, so it's not in a symmetric way.
And two decimal point is not required, right?
Yes,
In the
that,
right.
but
Those are changes. So
but if
1, 2 percentage can be removed also.
but if any number is more than 3 digit, na, then only that comma separation normally populated in Python when we working on pandas or something similar type of libraries at time. So that's not a right. No worry, we can lose half marks only.
True. Let us go to the next question.
I think this was the last one. No?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
So ideally what we can do is like if anybody finds all the five, then you can circulate the answers in the group.
Yeah. And I
When
think
if
when we saw the last year paper or that reference paper, there's a one idea that paper are more focused on data visualization, storytelling, and it's not more over to how to implement anything else, just to
Mhm.
logical reasoning, just to think about it. It's just your imagination. So we are more focused on that than that part. Just like we are discussing on the first question, which is more like we have a very small data set, but we have to create some assumptions. We have some
But
imagination about it, and then we can, yeah.
no questions on feature engineer, I mean feature selection, wrapper methods and all that, right? So I'm not going to listen to any of the lectures now. I don't have time.
Feature selections. I mean, recently yesterday I read that lecture. I think that's not too much in a deep dive. There's a there's a very brief idea about how to use it, such as you are using label encoding. There's a part of the data wrangling lecture, and if you
Yeah, no, I was worried because there are a lot of slides where there is problem solving and all that, right? All those mean square and all those kind of things. So I was just wondering whether we have to study that. I'm just not doing anything of that sort now.
and I think it's not a very time consuming. You just one go
She
through.
she found the same problem.
Understand. But we have to understand there's a difference between feature engineering, feature extraction. Sometimes we, uh,
Yeah, we tend to use the words interchangeably.
yes. So
Okay,
yesterday I
so
saw the similar use case in uh, one of the example in that PDF use, which is very similar to the first question. I, I used to get a data visualization. That's good. Yeah, same question. Okay, that's fine. You can drop.
okay, fine.
Thank you,
Okay,
man.
thank you all.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Veena. Thanks, Manoj. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Veena.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, all.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.